Spin that shit.
It's about
That's the heat. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Pocket 49ers. We got our men here, Wolf, Ryan, and Lawrence. How's everybody doing tonight? Brothers, happy Thursday to you. How are you doing today?
Yeah, happy almost
Great.
Friday, man. It's
Hell
a
yeah.
nice day.
They fucked our guy already. Faithful, everyone here listening, now or later, they fucked Kyle Shanahan. They gave it to Brian Daboll. That's some bullshit. But shout out MB Small Bear, Nick Bosa, your DPOY.
Yes, sir. The 2022 season, man, well deserved.
Very
That
well
dude,
deserved.
man, can't say enough for what he does for this defense, right? That dude, now Dayball, I don't know, man. He really brought the Giants out from the slum, so I don't know. Like Kyle Shanahan's really loaded up when it comes to offensively and stuff like that.
He really
But
is.
Bosa, I forget what the differential was to it. He had like I saw it was like the closest person to him was like 2 to his 18 votes.
Yeah.
So he was, yeah, it was a big differential, man. I don't think you could deny him this year.
Not at all. Not at all. The comments are popping as we
they're
see right now.
going off.
Comments are going up. Hello to everybody. Welcome in. Thank you all so much for coming tonight.
Shout out to the kid. Who else? Fael.
What's up, everybody? Tonight, thanks for tuning in. I see Damian
Whatever.
Lee's comment says, "GoFundMe for Jimmy G."
Go.
No. I heard somebody talking about this show.
You know, funny.
About him being a camp body. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
That's my worst nightmare.
I know your guys' feelings on it, but I want to hear you say it for the crowd.
I think that's the biggest bunch of BS I've ever heard. Go ahead, Ryan.
I just like.
What?
I just think it camp body. Why does he need to be a camp body for anybody but the team he's going to with? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you're not, as a quarterback of his tier, his stature, you're not coming into camp to just be a camp body. You know what I mean? That's ignorant. You're there to learn the playbook that you're going to be either using or use throughout the year in a game situation.
So let me ask you, who said that,
ahead.
Wolf? No, I'm sorry, Ryan. I just want to know who said that, or where'd you, like, you seen it on Twitter or just?
I don't want to put anybody on blast.
Okay.
But it was it was something that I didn't put out of the question before the season was over, and I told everybody, like, hey, I know you guys are gonna try and come at my head a little bit for it. Like, I'm not saying this is what the 49ers should do, but I'm not counting it out the way this regime works, that Jimmy G could be back for this upcoming season. Now, with all the stuff going on, all of a sudden it's big ass news. I said it as soon as the NFC Championship was over. I was like, dude, I think Garoppolo could have played, man. I think he made a business decision, which, you know, that's up to him. He's looking out for his best interest. It just sucks, and you can't stand a guy for that if you're a fan of the team. So, but I understand both sides to it, and I was like, now all of a sudden it's big news. I'm like, how is everybody just getting to this? It's like, I feel like we all knew this already. He was supposed to be ready for the divisional round. We're in the NFC Championship already, so he should have been. He was out of the boot the week before, walking around and stuff like that, man. So I don't know. It's getting blown up now. Now that all that kind of drama has kind of gotten stirred up a lot more, I think you can't bring him back, man, because Kyle Shanahan seems to have ill will towards him, and I'm sure some of the players, if they saw if that's really the case, they don't want him here. So I don't think that's going to happen. I just wasn't ruling it out.
Oh, somebody's trying to come at you here. He's saying that you were wrong. He was on a scooter. Steve-O.
He was off the scooter.
Here.
He was off the scooter the week of the divisional round. What are we talking about?
I think I saw that myself. I think he was off the scooter like at the least, the day of the divisional round. This motherfucker LeBron is not playing in a suit. Really? Okay. Anyway, my apologies. Yeah, he was. I thought he was walking around like the week of the game, if I'm not mistaken, or at the latest the week before.
Clearly, he was walking on the sideline. So what are we talking about? I'm not saying he was, 100% full go, but he was out of that. I'm saying the speculation is, I'm sure he made a business decision, and you can't completely fault him for that because he needs to look out for his best future. Now, I think he copped out. He proved that dude on the Patriots right by saying he doesn't have the balls to play when his team needs him. Could have upped his stock, in my opinion, as a competitor. Teams are going to look at that. They're going to look at what kind of heart you have when it comes to playing the game for your team.
Yes, I would think so. Yep. Touche. What do you think about that, Ryan? Because I agree. I also think Martellus or Marcellus Bennett, they're twins, whichever one of them, and somebody else from the Patriots that called him a bitch for that very same thing. They said that Jacoby Brissett, I believe, went out there and just gutted it out with like his finger falling off or something like that. He tried to play, but James didn't want to play. So I tend to agree with what everyone's saying. I think he also did make a business decision in the NFC Championship game. I think that's why he was on the sideline laughing, because I heard that at one of those conversations, it could have been wrong. You never know unless we get into the building. We're not that lucky. But I heard one of those conversations on the sideline was between Kittle and some folks saying, hey, just go, him and Trey, hey, just go suit up and just fucking try to get in the game. Like they were fucking around playing with him. Like James could have maybe played. So what do you think, Ryan?
I think I just think that it's depending on when he actually came out of the boot. Okay. So now if he took the boot off right when we last saw it, the 9 days before the game, I personally, I don't know if I would clear him. Okay. Now, if he was just wearing the boot for a couple of weeks, just to kind of make it look like, oh, it's not, it's not good. It's not doing so good. Kind of push things back. That's different. And I can see him doing that. Also, like when you put your ankle into a boot, when you put your arm into a cast, anything like that, it mobilizes it. It makes your ligaments more elastic. It makes your muscles atrophy. So muscles aren't as strong, and your ligaments aren't as strong either. They're more elastic, so they can move more. It's a recipe for disaster. So if he was going to play, let's say 9 days after the boot, he would have to have a lot of tape on that thing, because whether he wanted to move it or not, you wouldn't want any chance of him over moving anything. So that's kind of a thing there. And I don't see his agent clearing him, saying, yeah, play that game, because look what happened with the first two guys. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened to the first two guys.
Don Yee. Don Yee.
And that's why I don't see Jimmy coming back, because it seems like there was actually something to what Ryan Hensley dropped. Whether I don't know what's going on. Maybe like the doctors were telling Kyle he should be clear. His holdup is, if he keeps getting reports like that from him, and then 2 weeks later he's like, hey Jimmy, where are we coming along? Can you suit up for the division? Because he's been hearing for like 3 weeks, hey, he should be good. He should be out of the boot. He's just saying it still hurts. You know what I mean? If he got that from him, then I could see where the anger comes in. But Like Debo Samuel today was talking about Kyle's a player coach, 100%. Players first foremost, you know, da 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 da. It's pretty he doesn't make a decision without asking someone else first, is what he said. He goes to everybody else. What do you think here? What do you think here? What do you know, he at least takes them into consideration. I'm guessing at times he's taken people's ideas because he's like, yeah, that seems like it should work. But I don't see, I don't know. This is a weird situation. How do you know that he was ready to play so you could be mad at him? That's really the linchpin. How does Kyle know that he could really have played in some sort of capacity and not like further injured himself? Oh, hey.
Good point.
Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but it says flock the Egals.
Flock the Egals.
The Egals. Because
that's somebody else I'm gonna bring up in a little bit. The Eagles, man. But I mean, you know, if I'm Garoppolo, I'm if there's any little tiny chance I could play, I'm playing. That's the competitor in me. But I think he's always been more about the bag, man. So I don't know. Yep. It is what it is. He made a business decision. It's not for everybody. Right. He might have to take another little bit of a pay cut because of that. Like I said, man, teams are going to see that. And they're gonna ask him about it, I think, maybe. And what was I gonna say? He's never been much of a thrower from setting his feet to begin with, you know. So it didn't seem like he needed his feet too much. He's always been kind of like an arm thrower, if you guys know what I mean.
Yep.
Throws everything from his upper body. Doesn't really set his feet. So I don't think he needed his foot too much, but. Looking at that D line, he's like, you know what? But Brian said something about if Jimmy would have won the Super Bowl, then we'd be talking about him coming back for this year. Yeah, I mean, I would rather be having that conversation than the one we're having right now, honestly. So, I mean, I wouldn't rag it too much. But at the same time, if we had Jimmy Garoppolo versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I don't think we win that game. Now, if it's Brock Purdy or Trey Lance, I think we win.
Real quick, Damien's comment right here. In 93, Emmitt Smith played with a broken shoulder against the Giants to get into the playoffs. I remember that game. And everybody for eternity will remember Emmitt Smith, but because he's one of those players. Jimmy, in 20 years, will not be remembered.
That's why no one will remember your name.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So Arian Foster,
quick, I want to say,
you know, Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You talking about Arian Foster talking that shit about the.
Yeah, so Arian Foster coming up about you know, kind of adding fuel to the fire with the NFL being rigged and stuff like that. But he was talking about it as well, man, because he played with a broken collarbone. I forget what season, but he played all year with it. Refused to tell the team about it until after the contract negotiations. And they're like, what the hell?
Wow.
Yeah, it's that bad that teams leverage injury so much against you in the conversations for contracts that he didn't even want to talk about it. He did not want to bring it up. He played through a broken collarbone for basically the whole season. Yep. He said it's still messed up too. You could feel it.
Wow. I mean, I can imagine playing through exactly the script. Was that part of the script? He's an idiot. Did they tell him you're gonna break your collarbone? You're gonna break your collarbone, you dumb motherfucker, and you're gonna keep
He was being
playing.
Sarcastic.
Oh, with the script? What? Really?
Yeah, he was being sarcastic.
In the brain.
The way people put it out, man, I refuse to watch it, so I didn't watch it. But the way people were talking about it was as if he was as serious as a heart attack. But I want to shout your man. This looks like this is host, man. David, is it Villa?
Yeah.
Villa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it Villa?
Yeah.
Villa.
I didn't. Villa. And now it's not like you can tell us, but shout out to you. One for you.
Puff pass.
Wolf, something that I've been wanting to do since I met you, dog.
What's up?
Oh, damn it. Fuck. It didn't even come out right. Okay, hold up. Damn it.
Oh, shit.
I gotta take my hat off to get that motherfucker out or what?
Oh, he's going to get mentally prepared.
That was horrible. That's shout out to Kelps. That was about as good as my yee.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that was bad too, man. Just leave those to do it, man.
Fuck, man. It's because you're trying to do the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? When you try to, it's just
don't
imitate. It's just pressure. Yeah, but
I'm gonna probably start giving those once I get qualified for super chats. I might start doing that.
Start doing what?
Oh, there you go.
Start doing some hells. Yeah.
Some house. Okay.
Yeah.
Via. I mean, I had that right? Church.
Yeah, via.
Church. I can read, folks. I can read. But this y'all want to get into? And again, welcome to everybody. Thank everybody for coming in. We got Kelts in the building. We tried. I tried, Kelts. I tried, man. But do you want to get into what we were talking about as far as the thumbnail and the name of the stream for tonight?
Yeah.
The DC drama has concluded.
Ryan.
Yes, it has. What are we getting on to? Oh, sorry, I was trying to make sure I got through all the chats before I got to the tickers.
No, please, we can do that.
Good luck keeping up with that, bro. Good luck. It's gonna flow in too fast, man.
And you got 3 streams.
I also got all these. We haven't even got into the questions that I.
This is how we could do it, man. This is how I get the help from the chat. I tell them to throw 4 flames in the comments so we could get to it quick and we know what's specifically for us for the panel. That way we don't get too caught up in the banter back and forth and stuff like that.
I heard you say that in your stream. I was like, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's some fire shit. Speaking of fire, so just in case you're just coming in, again, welcome y'all. Shout out to Nick Bosa. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shout out to the small bear. Your DPOY. We all knew it. What's happening? We have Big City in the building. See you stepping up. Thank you so much for stepping up. Everybody, if you could please hit the like button on any channel, every channel, all the channels. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing this, just about every week. So thank you all so much for coming in. And brothers, again, you said, so we got, I wish the Undertaker was standing behind Jimmy G, power bomb or choke slam. Last ride. Boom. Yes, the last ride power bomb. Or give that motherfucker a tombstone.
What question do we want to get into?
Oh, well, the comment, I was just going to make a comment on what he's talking about, Damian Lee's statement right there with The Undertaker. That girl, I forget her name right now, the one on Twitter that draws Jimmy G every day until he gets traded.
Rita Oak.
And there you go. So that'd actually be a pretty good idea if she draws The Undertaker behind Jimmy G on the sideline in the NFC Championship saying, "You must play." Yeah.
With that,
what are you gonna say, Ryan?
That AJ Styles is in front of it. The Undertaker, yeah, that's from WrestleMania a couple of years ago. That Undertaker behind. It's been viral. I think she kind of drew one of him as AJ Styles and Undertaker. I want to say she did actually. She's done quite a few. But by the way, he can't get traded, Miss. As I think it's OG Niner on Twitter keeps telling you every day. She doesn't even answer him. And it's good she doesn't, but he can't get traded because he's a free agent. So he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave. But he can't get traded. And Kelts, if you guys you check that out, also, can you put that comment up? The Kelts comment.
Yeah,
I know it's recent.
Which one?
It's one. It says the Texans swooped our boombox guy. Will James stay a Niner as the
boombox guy, huh?
They did. They put him into some other position. It doesn't matter. We get another little short guy to carry the boombox. But they took him off the team. No, James stay here as janitor, parking pass man. None. We don't want him. Get out of here.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Nick Craig.
So,
Nick Gray, chief of staff, boombox guy coming out of the tunnel for the 49ers, goes over to the Texans. We just talked about it. I'm sure you guys all have heard. It sucks. But if anybody's going to get poached off the 49ers, I think I'd rather it be him than anybody else. That's what I'm saying. If it's going to be anybody, I would rather it be him.
They took him. Like, really, D'Amico? Really? All right, so let's go ahead and get into your question, sir. And you do the most better than me,
George Kittle says that the QB job is. What's up?
I said you do the Bosa better than me. I can't do it good. I'm not good at it.
Oh,
I'm just not. You but you got it down.
So the question is.
But go ahead, please, Kittle.
So the question is, George Kittle says the QB job is Brock's to lose. His thoughts here. Wolf, what do you think?
It's something I've been talking about for a while, leading up into, after that Seahawks game and stuff like that. It's just the eye test, man. He's just blown the lid off the NFL in the times that he was able to play before he got hurt. And everybody knows it, man. It looks like it's pretty widespread understood. Even Trey Lance said, like, it's Brock's job. I just got to go in and compete and take my opportunity if I can make the best of it. So I think it's fairly understood through the locker room. There was that quote from Matt Mayoko of reporting somebody out of the locker room saying that this locker room would be upset if Brock Purdy wasn't the quarterback. Now, if Trey Lance comes up and balls out and has like Patrick Mahomes' first year as a starter type year, then I don't think the locker room is going to be very mad. And that's just what Trey Lance has got to do, is seize his opportunity. And I wish him the best, man, both of them.
Lawrence, what do you think?
I heard the quote and also saw what Matt Mayoko said, that players would be, quote unquote, pissed off if Brock Purdy wasn't given the starting job next season. I think that as Niner fans, we're all really hopeful that no matter who starts, we want both of them ready, I think, by the start of the season. One, so that they can compete in training camp, but two, so that in week 2, when one of them gets injured, we don't go to Josh Johnson. So as far as the job itself, I think that they need to compete for the job. And when you say that, unless he has a Patrick Mahomes, first season, basically, you probably have to be Patrick Mahomes-esque for everyone to fall in love with him. So why does Trey Lance have to be the light-skinned Patrick Mahomes again? You know what I mean? I don't understand why that is. And I think that you're 100% right, bro. If he doesn't come in and play like Patrick Mahomes, they're going to be like, oh, get him out of here. But if he plays like Brock played, why can't that be enough? Or even just a little bit better than Brock? I think that, in my opinion, they need to compete for the job. And the narrative that Matt Mayoko is trying to put out there, I think is his personal opinion. I watched the players, and I watched the players, all of them. There's not an interview that's out there that I haven't seen. That's no bullshit. I spend the entire day just watching the 49ers. If YouTube costs money, well, actually it does. That's $20 a month. I don't even fucking I don't use commercials. I pay for my YouTube. All I do is watch the players, man. And I see them talk about Trey. I just watched Debo talk about him today. Watched Debo talk about Brock the other day. I think he said that Brock was the GOAT. Today, when they asked him about Trey, the person could barely get the question out before he was trying to answer, and he lit up like a Christmas tree. I think that the team loves both of those cats, and that the team wants whichever player comes into training camp this year and plays best. And that's what I personally feel. But I think that they need to compete for that opportunity. It shouldn't be handed to either one of them. And Trey Lance, like the young man that I think he is, just like the young man that I've seen Brock to be, a leader, unlike the old son of a bitch that's about to leave, said today, and yet yesterday, he didn't want the job given to him. And when I looked at him, I personally read it. Maybe I'm biased, but I personally read that he was telling the truth. He didn't want to be given the job. He wants to compete for the job and earn the job. And I think that Brock Purdy would want the same thing. And even though it's a lie, what the words that everyone always says is, you don't lose your job due to injury. Well, everyone loses their job due to injury. But if they keep saying that all the time throughout the history of the NFL, then somebody needs to put that shit to the test on the field and let the two injured players see who's best. And Kittle does talk too much, Kelsey. Yes.
So
talks way too much. It's like a female.
So
no disrespect, ladies.
So I feel that you've got two quarterbacks who are both essentially unproven, kind of. Brock Purdy, he's played, not a season yet. He's got his college career. Put them together, and you've got a good look, but it doesn't necessarily not proven. Trey Lance, you've got a couple of games. A couple of them were bad situations, not, up to par with everybody else, on the team, not having all the players. I think it's important that you come together after this season and see who's better. And you do that through competition. I think we talked about this last week. It says it's win-win. And whoever wins, we win. When you got a competition like that between those, you're going to win no matter what if there's a competition. So to be mad that Brock isn't given the starting position, that's a little weird to say when be like, if he's not looked on as a starter also, potential the starter as long with Trey. You know what I mean? Like they're both here. No one's essentially the starter after training camp. So that's anybody you can win, get your out of it going this. You know what I mean? Trey needs time, right? He's going to be taking down reps away from. They're going to be taking reps from each other. Brock Purdy already knows, obviously. You know what I mean? Runs around throwing the ball. That's not his limitations, is knowing the offense. So we've got Trey in there showing what he could do on his round. And what is his strengths? His strengths is moving the ball. You know what I mean? So you've got two different people. One is really good in the system. The other one down the field. So if one can figure out how to move the ball down the field, be good at the system, and then one that move the ball down the field more and can learn the system better. Shit. You could Trey Lance in the first half of the game. Okay, bomb down the field, do all that stuff, this and that, and then you could plan to put in Purdy in afterwards, because if he's consistent, then you can consistently put together a drive down the field and kill the clock, or come back, or do whatever you need to, right? So you essentially could play games with two quarterbacks. That two quarterback means none. On the same page, you know what I mean? The only problem is the
real quick,
okay.
I'm sorry. And Ryan, I think okay, there you go. Ryan, can your audio, I think just a little bit, brother. And if you check on that,
it's the Wi-Fi.
What's up?
It's his Wi-Fi or something.
But real quick, David Villa. Thank you so much for that. He just said something about me. So I'm very, very what is the word? Serious about my name. I got that name from my father. And then I named my son the same. My nickname and short for Lawrence is Larry. So my entire family does call me Larry. So salute to you, brother. And I won't forget you either, or how to say your last name. That means a lot. I appreciate that, man. Saying that you remember my name. So yes, my name is Lawrence. It is Larry for short. And now my son and I are the only two. And I see your brother. Rest in peace to your brother. Salute to that sincerely, because now my son and myself are the only two that get to carry this name. My pops isn't here anymore. So thank you for that. My apologies, y'all. Let's go. All right.
No, you're good. You're good. That's what's up. Hell yeah. Look, man, Trey Lance,
Yeah,
he got the
problems,
starting
man.
job this past year. He had the opportunity to seize his moment, to seize the opportunity and solidify himself as being the quarterback. He never got a full shot at it. Not only that, the injury, but Kyle Shanahan did not open the full playbook for him. Not until the end of the Bears game when it's already pouring down rain, man. So I'm excited to see what he's got, man. Brock Purdy, like he took the the bull by the horns, man, and he just did the damn thing. And it's really hard, almost impossible to have a coming out party like he did, man. He took the job as of right now. In all honesty, the way I saw it. Now, I see it as a positive for Trey Lance, man, because he got the shit end of the stick. In all reality, I was a Trey Lance guy coming into this season. I wanted him to be my starting quarterback. I also wanted Kyle Shanahan to open up the damn fucking playbook for him. It was way too conservative, way too dangerous with him running up quarterback powers and stuff like that. I did not like that. Trey Lance on the move was where he reached his full potential out of the pocket, not on quarterback powers or zone reads. Now, I see it as a positive as well because there's speculation that Brock Purdy is kind of getting the short-term surgery that could affect him for his longevity, could have a little bit more of a negative effect on his short-term success.
Yeah.
If Trey Lance is doing good, not only do we have a good problem on our hands with two really good quarterbacks, which I already think they both are, but apparently they have to prove it to everybody else. Not only that, he's buying Brock Purdy more time to heal up, to work on everything, to work on that throw, man, that throwing arm. So may the best man win. I'm looking forward to it. And at some point, I think we're going to have to get rid of one of them, unfortunately. And I think either one of them is probably going to get us some good draft capital.
Because Purdy's not going to, if Trey wins the job past this season, his end of his rookie contract, Purdy's not going to want to stay a backup. He's going to want to go out and try to get a starter job, rightfully so.
Vice versa. Yeah.
Or vice versa. Right. If Purdy wins, Trey, I'm sure he would think the very same, that he wants to go be a starter somewhere. So get up to play 8 games at least and shit. So
final
thought.
The NFLPA.
Let's do it. But I want to ask in the comments. Y'all can even leave that just in the comments, and we'll get right to the NFLPA. But what's his time frame? Because I've been hearing 6 months max. That's what. So somebody told me today on Facebook. Shout out to you, homie.
We can.
It's February 22nd.
If you want to get into that, because that's
February 22nd. One of the 6 months. He's going to be ready by the end of July.
Hold on. Okay.
Your math, bro.
So
your math. No,
that's not necessarily the truth.
That's August, bro. That's August 22nd.
Yeah.
So, what's the time frame?
Okay. So the doctor is actually going to do. So he's going in there to plan on the hold on, I got that. He plans to have the internal brace set up, internal brace repair surgery. But if the doctor gets in there and find that it's FUBAR'd, he's just going to do the full Tommy John surgery. So time frame, like we were talking about the other day, man, it doesn't, don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Until they open him up and you figure out what surgery he had, you know what I mean? We have no idea. So until February 20 something, I think it is
22nd.
Yeah. They're gonna, it's great. I can read the whole article if you want. That's pretty much the gist of it. They're gonna, they're gonna go in and figure out what's going on and make his call right then and there.
Math doesn't add up.
Which is probably, but I mean, if you've got a doctor, if you got a doctor who knows what the hell he's doing, you know what I mean? That's probably the best solution. Hey, doc, go in there, figure out what's really up, and then do what you need to do. Yeah, what's thoughts on that?
Yeah,
though?
and just because
at the
you
minimum, I
get
guess.
back, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, Wolf.
No, you.
Oh, all right. Well, they're saying at the minimum, if the minimum for 6 months, like Big City saying in the comments, August 22nd. I mean, September something, 10th or 9th or some shit. Like we in the preseason already, August 22nd. We in game 2 of the preseason or some shit.
Yeah.
So he hasn't taken a throw yet.
Yep. Just because he's healthy August 22nd doesn't mean he's ready to play.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
If Trey Lance is playing good, not only is it good for him and we got a good quarterback competition on our hands, gives Brock Purdy time to get back, man, and not rush it. And especially too, man, you got to go with the hot hand as well.
That's just the
catch. Go ahead.
Oh wow, is the delay all that off? That's the time that you can actually like just get done and start actually working back. It's kind of like the Jimmy thing, boot came off, you know what I mean? This time this is like Jimmy's boot coming off. This is going to be Brock's going to have his boot come off. Now he's going to have to train his muscles again. He's going to have to get the strength up, you know what I mean? All that. So, because that arm's going to be immobilized for the most part for a good couple of months where he's not going to be doing jack with it because they don't want anything happening. And then, they'll let him do some movements afterwards, but he's just because it's 6 months doesn't mean months, everything's good. That could mean, you know what I mean? Because it also times in there's always setbacks and whatnot, you know what I mean? So you have one setback and they got to go back in there. He just pushed it back another, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, maybe.
Shit. Well, let's move on and not hurt our hearts anymore. Shout out to you, Granddad. Granddad say hitting the like button to show support. Thank you very much. So you had NFLPA. NFLPA is trying to get rid of the combine.
Yeah.
Fuck. Why?
Yeah. Well, I've actually been saying this. It doesn't really do anything. Look at what people do. Look at some of the biggest in the draft. All they did was train to run the fastest 40, train to put up the most bench press, and jump real high. That's what these guys do. You know what I mean? That's what they train at. It's all it's for is those things. So somebody can go out, look all good, and this and that. It doesn't do anything. It's a dog and pony show. I mean, it would be better to have more things like the Senior Bowl. You know what I mean? Like 3 or 4 games, all different times, maybe a couple weeks apart. So each team can go and be in the building while all these players are getting together, playing together, and going out on the field. And then another week, you get another group of guys and this and that, and send them out. That's better than this. I mean, why not be able to record? You know what I mean? Why? Who says you can't record a bench press? You know what I mean? Somewhere else. Why do you have to come there? It's marketing. What is? Look at just the other last year or 2 years ago. There was a quarterback who was asked to be there to be helped because he wasn't going to be in the draft, right? So he was there. He like buddy, and he was causing these wide receivers and tight ends to not catch the ball, and somebody had to walk over one of the over and go, "Hey, I didn't get your shot, but these other guys, they're getting their shot right now, and you need to deliver good balls to them, not show off for what you can do to try and get a job later." So like you've got all sorts of things that can play in on these combine that is just a dog.
That's why I'm not in favor for it, though. I actually kind of like it. I think it's part of football tradition. And it's really cool to see these athletes, like Tom Brady, for example, right? The goofy, probably the goofiest fucking NFL combine of all time, and comes out to be the alleged GOAT, right? And then you get guys like Hufanga. Oh, he ran a 4.8 or whatever. So this guy's way too slow to be playing safety and stuff like that, and he comes out and he balls out, man. So I like it for the conversation, the speculation, all that type of stuff. You can go and compare and contrast the athletic attributes to football attributes. So I still like it, man. I think I'm not in favor of getting rid of it, but I'm not watching it too closely either.
I'm in favor of it myself, honestly. And it was a good way you say. No, go ahead, bro. Okay, so I am in favor of it. Hey, you know, this is only Ep 2, by the way, y'all. And by the way, welcome to Ep 2. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the like button. If you haven't already, we sincerely appreciate it. I'm in favor of it because of, like you said, it's football tradition. It's football tradition. You do get to see, you know, Christian Watson, right? Like everybody was like iffy and shit like that on whether or not he was going to be able to play well in the league. But when he ran that fucking 40 at like 3.9 and shit, then, you know, Green Bay took him or whatever, or I wanted him to pair up with Trey, all those different things. I think it gives people a chance to, and using Hufanga was really good. It gives people a chance to see how good someone is, or maybe how, you know, bad they may be, or whatever the case is. So Hufanga goes there, and, you know, he was a 4-year player at USC and all-star all across the Pac-12, but he slips to the 5th round, right? Because his stats weren't that great at the combine, things like that. Or, you know, players are injured or decide not to do things at the combine. I think it just opens up more opportunities for the teams and us specifically as Niner fans, be able to look at certain people and get our eye on people and things like that. But I'm also a couple of more all-star games too, or, you know, college all-star game or the Senior Bowl, whatever.
I like it because everybody who's got the real eye for talent when it comes to really knowing their football and not just looking at the coaches, especially if you're a first-year head coach coming from the college leagues up to the NFL, and you're in the combine and you're watching that like, oh my God, look at this guy's athletic attributes, but you're not taking into account the football intangibles.
Right.
I like that. And I think the 49ers are a great team, like you said, where we have a really good eye for intangibles. So I like it, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah, most definitely.
You got hella voices, bro.
We'll see what happens. I got hella voices. Oh no.
Wolf. Whoever said I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think it was Wolf. Wolf, you got
there you go.
Yeah, we will see what happens though. I wonder why they want to take it away. Do you know why? What the specific reason was?
It's probably just not a whole lot of ratings from broadcasting. Which, you know, I think it's more for the analytics, the scouts and stuff like that. So I think they're like, okay, well, it's not putting up great ratings, so we might as well just make it a closed type thing in-house. I don't know.
You got thoughts, Ryan? On why? And then we want to get right into that.
I didn't know why, other than it's used. Otherwise, it was just like, it's antiquated. Like, yeah, look at Hunga coming out, this and that. You know what I mean? There's so many Brock Purdy, there's so many things that. Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening. So many things.
Oh.
I'm watching the comments.
So yeah, no, I have no idea why I really want to keep it. Actually, that's why I said I've been against it now. It's nothing useful. Everybody fly him out, bring him in building, check, fix things, make things. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be that. Oh, you want to show off the people looking. Okay, each team in house. Okay, go ahead, make the videos, put it out. You can, the NFL, so you could do a special show and you can show what all the hype is about in each training camp. Oh, what did somebody here? What did they do there? You could combine whatever. There's lots. There could be lots. Well, you're just not going to have a whole bunch of people in the building. To me, I don't know. I don't know why. We're talking about also what they have to go through early. They go to bed late. They're going through all just to kind of to get some stats that you couldn't up through things like next gen stats or something like that. Like you want their speed, you want their real speed. Put the little stuff in the shoulder pads like do the NFL. Just let them play games all season long. Then you could go match up all that. What's their speed? Okay, that's their speed. You know what I mean? Look at this great play that he did when he broke past somebody. Okay, let's check his play. Oh, when he's the corner, look at he can increase it another 1.2 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like that stuff that really matters. It's not, hey, how down into underwear and run as fast as or faster than somebody else. Oh, mark. This is the mark, but for some reason it keeps, the 40 times. Everybody keeps getting quicker and 40 times, right? One of the fastest blocked was one of the guys with the slowest 40 times missions. It makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. It's not worth it anymore. Like, especially like the 40 doesn't mean anything. Look at all these people who clock the fastest 40s. They haven't done anything. They haven't done tape any yet in their career in these last couple years. Nobody's got that speed.
Well, Kyle says, as far as wide receivers, the shuttle drills and things like that are really more important than the 40 anyway. So, but Grandizer makes a really good point, and we can go ahead. As we still want to roll with this, but Grandizer is talking about, and by the way, antiquated, very good word. If you don't know what that means, folks, it's old, outdated. I think so, but great word. That's the word of the night. The word of the night is antiquated. And shout out to Jaguayo. They said good night. They're leaving. Thank you so much. I think that's how you say your name. Like I said, I fancy myself a wordsmith. So it's how they equate it to how slave owners used to evaluate slaves to a lesser degree. When I read that comment, I was like, damn, that kind of and they make them parade around in their underwear. I can kind of see that. You put about 20% on me, and like maybe we can get rid of it. But I'm like I said, I'm just a creature of habit. A lot of it too, and I think it helps overall. I think just bringing all the players to one place helps all of the teams as a whole, as opposed to now kids that go to try to apply for colleges or put their tapes out there. Now you got to get your tape to all 32 NFL teams, and your agent has to do that. That's just another job that they have to do, as opposed to just, you already know, if you get invited, show up in Indy and put on your best face, get an interview. Now it's not Zoom anymore; it's face to face. I think you get something from it. Yeah, the article there. So I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. I don't see why they're doing it. I didn't read anything on that. It being antiquated or likened to slavery, I guess are good reasons to want to get rid of it. But like I said, I'm a fan of the combine. It's taking place on March the 2nd, and I plan to watch every minute of it I can. Honestly, so that's just my shit. But speaking of shit, George Kittle. No, I'm just kidding.
Jamarcus Russell.
They're jumping on your audio. We're trying, folks.
Like Jamarcus Russell just done sub.
I don't want to get too political, guys. I really don't. But yeah, I mean, the combine, it looks at face value like that. I know Kaepernick was one of the guys that came out and said it. I think he had a documentary about something like that, or the movie about, it was something that Kaepernick did where he compared it to the slave owners, taking stock in the slaves and stuff like that. I don't see it so much like that because it's kind of equal opportunity, it's not, prejudice to this race or that race, which is really what racism is. And it's not racism. It's not like, I can't really compare it because it's all equal opportunity.
Right.
Everybody's fighting for a spot. And
Well,
that's
but
just how the U.S. is.
slavery
That's how
could
the
be
U.S.
human
is
slavery
built.
too.
Wait. That's the way the U.S. is built. Everybody's stepping all over each other
Right.
in this race to try and make it. That's the way the U.S. built their system. So, of course, the NFL is just following the lead.
Boom. What are you gonna say, Ryan?
But then you've got the contracts that liken to you know you can't get in and out of certain contracts. You know, players can't. There's other things that you can go back to certain things. I like talking about slavery being a clapped our figure of slavery, right? But there was other people that were enslaved. You know what I mean? So not just black
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? So you're talking about
See, yes,
is my audio that
and
bad?
that's why I like.
That's why.
That's why you
Sorry,
say let's not get too political. Yes, but I'm not. So, and I'm glad y'all motherfuckers in the comments is stupid.
What they say
in the best possible way. Let's see what we got. Bobo says Bo's the only white guy on the team. There's only like four.
There's Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Robbie
Kittle,
Gold, Mitch Wishnowsky, Tabor Pepper.
Like 7. All right, Bo's the only white guy on the team. You can't treat my people this way. Our whole tight end room.
Oh yeah. True.
We got one.
What happened to Jordan Matthews, man? What happened to Jordan Matthews?
Y'all hilarious.
Hey, we only got one white guy on the defense.
That's what it is. It's only he's pretty fly for a white guy, though.
Yep, pretty fly for a white
guy.
Woo!
That's my white nigga.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro,
what happened to Jordan? What happened to Jordan Matthews?
Like 3 seconds.
He's mixed. Jordan Matthews is mixed, so he's white too. Jordan Matthews is mixed, so I think he probably had a white mother father. As light as I am, I'm not mixed, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering, and I'm not Hispanic or Asian. Those are the questions that I usually get. Are you mixed? Nope. Are you Hispanic? No, I'm a nigga. Okay, believe me. Anyway,
what were you saying, Ryan?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
I know there's. I think between us and Ryan, there's a delay.
I think it is a little.
Oh, there's a big delay.
Okay, that's
like a good 5-second delay.
Let's get into the kiddo. Did anybody see George singing tonight?
Yeah,
he had just a wonderful voice. Just a wonderful voice. Thank you for that, George. And George said, well, Jimmy's a free agent, so I just said, did I say that? He's a free agent, so we don't know what's going on. Trey, hasn't had a fair shot to play, and Brock is awesome, and it's Brock's job to lose. 5 words of doom. Brock's job to right. It's Brock's job to lose. So is that causing a rift in the locker room? Is there a rift in the locker room? Do you think everyone feels that way? Everyone wants, I know we kind of started off with that. Do you think everybody feels the same way?
Yeah, man. I said it earlier.
No.
I think everybody feels that way. The fans, for the most part, the locker room, the coaches, Brock Purdy, even Trey Lance feels that way. He came out and said it, man. Like, he just has to come out and compete. I want to attack Big City Man's comment in a little bit, if we could bring that one up, the one about the O-line. But after I let Ryan talk about what the question was.
With both of you then too, then that's the question. Is there division in the locker room? So that you're saying there's no division in the locker room. Everybody's on the same accord.
I think so.
Right?
So I think that there's the crew that really doesn't want Trey chance for the most part. Like they don't feel like they have time in their like trajectory to take out a year of time to worry about him get down the road. I think there's definitely them, and then like there's other people really don't give a shit. They're like, hey, whoever you put in there, as long as they can call the play and get the ball off, that's who I want in there. So I think line. I just think that I don't think he's showing like when you go to see gold ore, you know what I mean? When you find that vein, you know what I mean? You got two rocks over the side of it, and then you can clearly see, oh, that's where the vision is. You can see it. And I think it's with him, you check, you know what I mean? I don't think Christian McCaffrey's that way, but he hasn't been here. He hasn't been through the same thing they have. You know what I mean? So I think there is.
What's that? Yeah. I think
Ryan,
right.
it was the comment before that, the let's be real, our O-line. But Lawrence, real quick, if I could touch on that real quick.
Yeah, please.
On the locker room. Look, man, at the end of the day, I don't think this team has a damn choice. They better embrace this damn shit. Trey's going to get another opportunity. You motherfuckers better ball out and hold him up the way you did with Brock Purdy. You guys better be ready and willing to do so and motivated to do so. All this chip on your shoulder you guys are talking about the Eagles, which is something I want to bring up as well a little bit later. Look, Trey Lance has to start at least the first 2 weeks of the regular season. Then we can talk about Brock Purdy's health, because as we're slated right now, 6 months would be August 22nd from his surgery. So preseason, then you give him a few weeks to get mentally and physically prepared with the playbook and the team. But I still think Trey Lance is probably going to start even more games than that. I would just say the first 2 weeks are a given. Trey Lance has to start those 2 weeks. The team has to make the best of it. McGlinchey, if McGlinchey's back this season, dude, I better not once dare let me fucking see you let our quarterback sit on the fucking ground and you run your ass after you allowed a sack. You run your fucking little ass over to the sideline to Kyle Shanahan. And Kyle Shanahan, you make an example of him. You become a head coach and you tell McGlinchey to go take care of his fucking quarterback. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. I'm sure you have, The Replacements.
Yeah.
With Shane Falco. The ex players, they go and flip his truck. What do the other homies do? His O-line, they come out, they say, hey, we protect our quarterback. And you better spit shine that shit.
Right.
Or I'm gonna pop a cap in your ass. Is what he told him. Yeah. He shot his
on love, baby.
Yeah, he had that hitter out in his hand, but
yeah.
I agree with you 100%, man. I see it in your eyes, George. Through my phone and through the TV, I see it in your eyes. I don't. With somebody just said, I think it was Big City. They better have the same camaraderie that they have for James, that they have for Brock, and like you just said, if Trey gets those first 2 weeks, lift him up and have that same fire that you had from the Miami game on for Brock, for Trey. Unless he comes out and shits the bed, then he can get the fuck on just like James. And I mean that sincerely. And back to the name shit, my son's name is Trey. I don't call him Lawrence. That's weird. His name is Trey because he's the third Lawrence. So when we drafted Trey, it was like, oh shit, it's perfect.
Tackling
it's our fucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to succeed. I wanted him to be my quarterback last year. And when George Kittle, who got the biggest mouth in the locker room, whose mouth is bigger than mine, and that's hard to do, leading the charge of anybody but Trey, just come out with the same respect. Be a man. Be fair. That's all I ask.
Yeah. Straight up.
So O-line protect them just like they did Shane Falco.
Yes, sir. Ryan, you got any thoughts on any of that before we hit the comment?
On what?
Just any other thoughts on what the question was from Lawrence on the locker room being divided on that?
I already said my piece.
Okay, cool. So Big City Man says, let's be real. Our O-line has been garbage. Who is the O-line coach again? Why does he have the job still? In my eyes, look, everybody thought this O-line was going to be garbage coming into the season. Everybody was really scared. That was a big point of emphasis for fear. They outperformed. They exceeded expectations, I think. And the coach, whose name I think you're looking for, is Chris Forrester. That's the 49ers' O-line coach. Chris Kasarik plays, he's the D-line coach. So Chris Forrester, O-line coach, I think he did really well with the pieces he had, man. And so I'm looking forward to what he can do if we acquire some better pieces, which is something that I think we really need to help him out with. You know, the 49ers need to invest in the O-line. I think that's a big point of emphasis going into this next season. D-line is great. That's another point of emphasis. But for me, O-line is number one on what we need to focus on, whether McGlinchey comes back or not. David Villa says, tackling few.
Dominant 49er. And shout out to Dominant 49er.
Kittle
Excellent
wishes,
name, by the way.
Yeah.
You want to read it or me? Okay, I'll read it. Kittle wished Jimmy G could have stepped in. Fuck that.
You cut me off, bro.
Jimmy
So I'll let you.
But Kyle didn't want to risk G saving his ass again and having a controversy of bringing 10 back again. I think there's something to be said there, honestly. I think that, first of all, I think Kyle doesn't like him. I think they don't get along. I think they don't like each other. And I feel there may be some of that. They just probably mutually agreed to keep him off the field. James has to go play for another team, he hopes, and get signed by that team. And when he comes out onto the field and gets possibly injured by that because of our horrible offensive line in that game, just like the other two did, how good is he going to be then? And then if he doesn't, and he takes us all the way back to the Super Bowl again, then Kyle's going to have to worry about shit. Do I got to give him another contract or sign him again or have all three of these players here? Nah, just get him up out of here. That would even further divide the locker room and the fan base. We'd be divided in three, and Trey have about 10%.
I'm going to give Ryan a shot. That's a long-ass delay. God damn.
Bro.
Oh, shit.
A shot at what?
Huh? Damn.
Can you hear Ryan?
Okay.
Shot at what?
Oh, no, just if you had any thoughts on that. I know you have a delay, so I was kind of just
what are you trying to give me a shot at?
A shot at giving your thoughts on what Lawrence was talking about before I said anything, because you had the delay.
Well, I just thought it was kind of ridiculous because all news that we've heard is that it was the exact opposite, that Kyle wanted Jimmy to come back in, but he didn't. I kind of was confused by that statement, but that was my thoughts on that one.
Yeah, not only that, Jimmy wasn't active, so he couldn't play regardless if they handed him a helmet, pads, everything. They could give him all that stuff. He was not listed as active. So that knocks out one. I want to get your guys' thoughts on the Eagles, man. A lot of people, including 49ers journalists, a lot of Eagles fans want to talk about how salty the 49ers, their fans, the players, everybody is this week. And I love it, man. I love that our players are over here in Phoenix during Super Bowl week, lingering in the background, talking their shit, man. I love it because I think they're throwing the Eagles off their game a little bit. And the Eagles are, if you notice, they're really salty. They're clapping right back. So they're kind of listening to all that noise, man. They're tapping into it as well. So I think if we could see a distracted Eagles team on Super Bowl Sunday, I would like that. What do you guys think about that?
I'm with Christian McCaffrey, and I believe that
Yeah.
That's actually from him. Also, like, I don't know if you noticed, but Debo, like, remember what I was talking about, saying, "Oh, there's things there. Oh, we're gonna attack this." Okay, so let's see. Where's Debo? Let's see. Just look at how well our defense and keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket, which he doesn't like to do at all. Similar brace, and he did this on the Mag Sports radio show. So if you guys want to go back and listen to it, he said, I felt like Brock was in, and how our defense moves, I don't think it would have been close, if that makes sense. He was saying we were going to win by multiple digits, so over 10 points. And with what Brandon Ayuk was saying, maybe they did see something in the Eagles' defensive secondary, and it seems like Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel both think that Patrick Mahomes is going to destroy the Eagles. You know what I mean? So there was something there that they were do, and therefore the Eagles don't know what it is yet. Or maybe they do. They've been rushing to figure it out. But last the Niners knew, they didn't know how to fix it.
I agree. They both apparently feel that we were going to blow their doors off with the passing game. And it wouldn't need to be play action all the time either. So, and also, Trey Lance said yesterday that he believes, without any hesitation, he said he believes that the Chiefs are going to win the game. He wanted to shout out Jalen Hurts and Trey Sermon, but he believes the Chiefs are going to win the game. So there's quite a few people on our team apparently that are confident that the Chiefs are going to win, and it's likely because of whatever they saw on tape as far as being exploited in the secondary. Debo said in an interview, I believe it was with Rich Eisen, you just attack you attack that back. No, I'm sorry, it was with Pat McAfee. He said you attack that back end. That's just the words he said right out of his mouth. You attack that back end. You don't run or do play action up front. The back end, because he said that was the weakness of their team, flat out. So I agree.
Yeah, man. That was part of my game plan defensively coming in too for the 49ers was you had to try and force Jalen Hurts to be a true quarterback from the pocket, man, and collapse it as much as you can. Bull rush, nothing too fancy. Keep him in the pocket. If you, as long as you don't get out of your gaps and all that type of stuff, make him pass out of the pocket. I didn't think it boded well for him. And when the Eagles came out initially with their offensive game plan, I think we started to see that kind of come to fruition. A lot of Jalen Hurts' throws were off. Now, some of their fans are making excuses for them after they're calling us like salty fans and stuff like that, making excuses, but they're making excuses for Jalen Hurts, saying that his throwing shoulder was hurting and this and that. It's like, bro, at least you guys had a quarterback, man. What the hell are you still crying about? But we're salty? I don't understand that. But now offensively, I'm sure that worked. That would have worked really well because the Eagles were really stacking the box and daring Brock Purdy to throw underneath, man, and run the ball. So, yeah.
I think we would have been able to get air yards with Purdy in that game had he not obviously been injured, unfortunately. Like I've said before, I think we all saw, at least you I hope you have seen, where they stated specifically, everybody sees Brandon was running wide open on the play where Purdy was injured. So whatever they had schemed up, they were getting to it. It just didn't, work out for us.
Yeah, straight up.
Rudy over here talking crap. Sorry, Rudy. We got 14 people up in this joint. I know you can't see it, but
yes, everybody's chats are different.
Hopefully hopefully you can get to the playoffs next year, Rudy. Just, not to be a jerk, but, talking about two people. Like, he got 2 trophies, though. It's not as good as a 5-piece, though. 2-piece ain't nothing like a 5-piece.
Amen.
Do you guys think the Eagles are going to go into the Super Bowl distracted and salty? Because I don't think they're getting. I think they feel they're not getting the credit they deserve, and I think rightfully so, man. Like if we talked about it in the weeks leading up to even the divisional round when the Cowboys radio host was talking about, oh, well, hopefully Christian McCaffrey gets hurt and this and that because he's a cheat code. It's ridiculous. And we talked about it, man. Like as 49er fans, we want to beat these teams at their best. We don't want no excuses. We don't want to be like, we beat these guys, but it doesn't feel like a full accomplishment. So I don't know, man. The Eagles fans, I don't know if they understand that. It doesn't seem like it. They don't seem like, at least the ones that I saw in Philly at the stadium don't seem like truly rooted in.
Okay. Well, I agree with you. And I'm going to ask Wolf, I asked everybody in the comments too. What do you think as far as that, especially you, Mrs. Bird Gang? Are your fans, are you feeling slighted right now? Are you going to be feeling like the players may be distracted? Because Wolf, I think that you're right. I think that there could be a little bit of a distraction coming, with their players tweeting back to Debo or talking shit back to Debo or being asked those. I'm sure they're getting asked those questions at the press conferences out there in Arizona. Or hey, did you hear what that Debo and Brandon Ayuk said? Whoop, whoop, whoop. So if I had to guess, I would have to say maybe just a little bit. Keeping us in the back of their mind. We are the Niner gang, so it's hard not to. But we may be in the back of their mind that could affect them in this game. You think that we're on their mind that much? I mean, because how much really back and forth have you seen? I mean, I've seen a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, man. I've been seeing a lot, man, especially Brandon Ayuk. He even tweeted out to Grant Cohn about it because Grant Cohn kind of put him on blast about it, telling him like, not in a negative way, but he's talking about Brandon. Yeah, he's Brandon Ayuk's comments about how the 49ers are really confident that they would have won that game had they had the quarterback and Brock Purdy didn't get hurt. So Grant Cohn had some comments about it, and Brandon Ayuk tweets him, "Hey man, come on, Grant, you got to help us out, bro. They got people DMing me and blowing my mentions up, and this and that." It was pretty funny, man. Yeah, the Eagles fans, the players, they're blowing up Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, probably some more that I can't think of right now, but it's pretty funny.
I'm gonna have to get on the Twitter machine and try to find some of that myself. I want to see some of that too. I want to laugh.
Right. Niner Gang Wolfcast. What option do you want?
Have any of you guys been looking?
Go, Ryan.
Oh, I was just wondering if any of you been actually looking at any of the quarterbacks in the draft yet. That's probably the least on my list. I'm looking at edge rushers. I'm looking at defensive interior, and I'm looking at right tackles. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Well, I actually have myself. So that's a great question, Joe E. First of all, welcome to. I've never seen you before, so welcome to the show. To the show. Shout out! Thank you so much. So even though what's on top of your the thumbnail there for your YouTube, even though what's on top of that, and if you should know what I'm doing. Great question, sir, and I agree with you. Stetson Bennett is who I've been looking at. 08, shout out to the Buckeyes. Buckeye Nation. I can't believe you like Michigan? Really? Please tell me you live there. But no, yeah, I agree with you. And I think Stetson Bennett is who we should pick up in the later rounds. Take his ass away from Popeyes or wherever he was working. Canes. He's working at Canes. He's working the drive-thru at Canes. So yeah, take Stetson Bennett from Georgia and away from Canes, and I would like that.
I hear Canes doesn't season their chicken fingers.
That's what all my black people say, and I don't understand that because there's a Canes right here, and that shit is good than a motherfucker. Just the sauce. So I don't know what the and I'm black. I am. I'm light, but I'm black. I like seasoned chicken. It's seasoned to me, but
hey, and Lil Boosie said the same thing. The chicken fingers are great. If you're going for chicken fingers, go to Canes. If you're going for real chicken, go anywhere else. Don't go to Canes. But if you're going for chicken fingers, go to Canes. And I've never been to one, but I've heard this and I know the beef. And I thought, I'd ask.
Bro, they had a Popeyes at the train stop on my way back from Cali, and we ain't got a Popeyes out here. We got a Canes, we got a Chick-fil-A in Flagstaff. I love them both, but yeah, Canes is fire, man. What the hell? But that Popeyes chicken sandwich, oh my god, man,
it's killing people.
That shit was so good.
Blackened ranch.
Hey, yeah, that one too.
Ranch, baby. Oh,
that one too.
And Joe. Joe E, just like you and I are rivals, apparently, if I'm not mistaken. I'm blind, but I think I can see what you got down there. Yes, the Eagles, just so you know, Faithful, the Eagles are officially a rival. At least in my heart.
Yes, sir.
Going forward, yeah, they are.
To answer his last question real quick, do I go vet or rookie? If possible, I would do both, man. If you could bring in a guy like Sudfeld, who can run this offense to a certain extent, better than Josh Johnson probably could, I would bring in Nate Sudfeld and draft a rookie. I don't see why not. Because I
think that's good.
You want to have that insurance in case Brock Purdy doesn't make a recovery when we think he's going to, because it's still up in the air, guys. We can have these projections and all this and that. Look at Alex Smith, what happened to him. He got infected, knock on wood. Hopefully none of that type of stuff happens to Brock Purdy, man. But just because they tell us 6 months doesn't mean it's going to be 6 months, guys. So if we're just going to have, I don't want to just have Trey Lance and a Nate Sudfeld or a Cooper Rush. I don't want to just have those two guys. I want to have another rookie, even one maybe you could claim off waivers after the draft or something like that, even undrafted, that you could bring in and kind of groom to learn the offense. But, if anything crazy happens, maybe he might play. But I think that was a real shit situation, man, a fluke. I don't think it's going to really ever happen again. We never really seen it happen before, so I don't think it's going to happen again. But why not insure us?
I agree with that. We got a couple of people saying, so Granddaughter says Tyson Baggett.
I think it's really good. You've got in training camp a count on what they can throw. So you don't want to have something happen in camp, having to bring somebody in as like a wide receiver, and all of a sudden the quarterbacks that you have, one of them, maybe Brock can't come. Maybe one of them's you got to have somebody to throw to him, right? So you got to have 3 quarterbacks. It's just best to have 4 quarterbacks going into this.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think we'll wrap this up here in a second. Yeah. Let's get who wants to. Wolf, if you want to take it.
Well, I want to, man. I keep seeing these bullshit mock accounts, man. I don't know if it's the same person over and over and over again, but the one that says allegedly Steve-O, I don't know if that was the prior Steve-O Supremo, but whoever keeps making these fucking weird fake accounts, man, that shit's weird as fuck. Stop doing it, man. That, like, why? That shit don't make no sense, man. Just stop that shit for real. Yeah, they're going and doing it to a bunch of people. I know they did one on the young Montana. Who else? There's a few people, man. So it's fucking weird. But other than that, man, good to be here with you guys. Talk some 49ers. Yeah, next week, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for everybody that was in the chat and watching and supporting. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our channels. That would be really great, guys. Please don't forget that. That's key.
Absolutely. That's the best way to support our channels is our stream together, the three of us, the three amigos, as somebody called us right when we got on today, is to subscribe and like on all the channels. We really appreciate it. If you don't have anything better to do, sincerely appreciate it. No, the fake accounts.
And I got a call-in show going on tomorrow night.
Call into it.
Got a call-in show going on tomorrow after 49er First Take show. So y'all gentlemen want to jump in, or if anybody in the chat, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit me up. See me tomorrow night.
Yeah,
that's right, Celts. See, and he's not even saying a bad word. It's not spelled the same.
Yeah, yes. Man. Go Niners. Appreciate all you guys,
send us
man.
Out, Wolf?
Yeah, sure. Everybody, have a great night. Again, tune in to our upcoming shows. I'll be on the show tomorrow with 49ers First Takes. Lawrence, do you have anything set?
Saturday morning, I'm going to be doing a show probably on the top 5 stories for the season. So look out for that live.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Continue to support. We appreciate you guys. Go Niners, and be sure to boo the Eagles.
Maybe the stadium will just implode. Nobody dies, though. But nobody wins either.